The ModernJeeper Show, the show about Jeeps, Jeeping, and Jeepers.
Well, hey, Modern Jeepers, this is another episode of the ModernJeeper Show with me, Matson from MetalCloak, and Mr. Modern Jeeper, Corey Osborne.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, and Rockstar Jeep Girl, Jessy.
What's up?
How you doing, girl?
Good. You know, sweating. Just the East Coast. I'm not used to it anymore. Just
So, according to the little icon there, it's in the bottom of our little images when we're doing the video. You guys are in Lexington, Kentucky.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Does that mean you get isn't that like you get like really good iced teas or mint juleps, or what do they do there?
No, it's called Country Boy Brewing.
Ah.
Yeah, Country Boy Brewery. No, this is it's kind of funny because every time I come through here, apparently we were through here last year sometime going somewhere. But this used to be the area where Axel Stammel used to have the Unlimited Off-Road Expo show in Louisville.
Right.
Louisville. Yeah.
Louisville.
So it's kind of fun coming through and you see all the signs this is of course the Kentucky Bourbon Trail Distillery, whatever you call it, the
tour.
The tour of all the distilleries is along the highway that runs through here.
Really?
Yeah. But it's still last time we came through here, I remember being a lot of construction. Mm-hmm. There's still a lot of construction.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's construction everywhere now, right?
Yeah.
I got to take my kids to Monster Jam Saturday night.
We saw that.
First time, I've never been. And for the kiddos, no, I've never been. It's just, and partly it's because I just don't go to those kind of things, right? I just don't make it out there to do that kind of stuff. But I had an opportunity. And of course, my business partner, Doug, his family has a box at there. So it was a private box. It was actually his brother's company, SackJet, has a box up there. So we were in a private box looking down, so you weren't sitting, in the lower crowd, which is kind of interesting because it's a different location, right? But it's loud enough that you can still see it all. But it was still cool. And they had, and I'll tell you, it's like Ultra 4 racers. There's the guys like the Lauren Healy's and the Shannon Campbells of the world. They have a lot of skill. And then they're the guys that come along and say, hey, I want to try out. And they do a great job, but there's a little difference there. The difference in skill level there were 6 trucks running. The difference in skill level between 5 of them and what was this? What I just lost his name. Gravedigger.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. So Gravedigger is like way the F up here.
Oh,
Right.
So they do these competitions. They do these little things. They did a race around, and of course it's an arena. So all they have is one center pod, one center area of obstacles. It's not like one of these big arena ones where they've got the jumps all over the place, right? So everybody's going off this one pod. So they did this race around the pod, and a guy named Obsessed won, and that's cool. Eric Swanson, which I recognize the name. I don't know, is Eric's? I was trying to dig him down because that name is familiar, but. And he's doing that. And then you had the next one was a 2-wheel event. And that's where you're supposed to go up and like ride on 2 wheels, right? Do a wheelie and then do maybe a front end dig type wheelie, right? They're all kind of doing their thing and they're kind of fun. And the audience is getting into it and having back and forth on it. And except for when Gravedigger does it. When Gravedigger does it, he goes up slowly onto the top of the platform and then goes down the next ramp, then guns it, and basically spends the next 2 minutes on his front wheels going back and forth and just and then at one point he actually backs back up the ramp to be on the top platform on his front wheels, right? Then he goes, I better set it down. So he sets it down, does a little back wheelie, goes back around, does it again, like just to prove that he is the skill level he has is just throws everybody else under the bus. It was absolutely crazy. Yeah. But kids loved it, screaming and shouting and threatening to jump over the balcony and down to the people. Well, the biggest part was keeping them from dropping. Like I think my son dropped a couple of potato chips on the people down below. which is better than last time we went there, because last time we went there it was for Disney on Ice. They had to see the cars on ice, right?
Yeah.
And Jack dropped one of the water bottles. Yeah. So
Oops.
I don't know if it hit anybody or not, but it just hit, you know. I don't know.
It's raining
Duct
water
tape is
bottles.
awesome.
Yeah. But it was so cool to see them and have the kids be able to. They love monster trucks. Like you got to have like 20 little monster trucks all over the house, right? But they've never seen them in person. So now that having that like, oh my God moment.
That's cool.
Love
That's
those. Those
awesome.
are my
So-
favorite. I'm like a big kid.
Yeah.
At those shows.
Well, and there's just you got to imagine what a cool job, right?
So
Like
I actually have a friend that he drove El Diablo. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, and we got to go see him drive at the Angel Stadium or Anaheim Stadium down in SoCal, and walked us out on the course and stuff. And before the trucks came out, but I don't think he's doing that anymore. I'll have to check in on him and see what he's doing now. But,
yeah, because well, and then we had, you remember, was it Nicole Johnson?
Nicole Johnson, yeah.
We had Snoopy out there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's
El
some quite
Diablo
big
was out
girls.
there. El Diablo was out there, but he had mechanical issues.
Mm.
So I think it was El Diablo, or no, maybe it was a little bit. There was one out there that was. No, El Diablo's different. El Diablo has the big tongue on it. This was one of
the big tongue.
Oh, this is El Toro or something. He had a big. He
Oh,
looked more
yeah,
like
El
a giant
Toro's-
bull.
Yeah.
El Toro. So, but he again, El Toro Loco. That's the one. He was having mechanical, electrical issues, so he didn't get to do a lot. But
Well, how fun for the kids. That's awesome.
yeah, it was. It was amazing for them to be able to do it. But talking about fun, I just learned this. You're going to go off and go to welding school.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Finally.
When are you going to do that?
At the end of November, they have some classes where I'll be sitting still for a couple of weeks that I can do those Monday and Wednesday, 8 hours a day almost,
Wow.
and get
Wow.
it done within 36 hours and see what kind of certificate I get. I don't think it's going to cover like all of it. It may
Right.
just be basic for right now, and I'll
The basics
get
of
the
MIG
reps
and
going.
TIG and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. So there's
Yeah.
actually a little technical college there outside between Delta and Montrose, and a place called Hartman Brothers in Montrose is where that's where I've always gotten welding gases, and they fill our CO2 bottles and things like that. But they actually do the class in the back of Hartman Brothers. So it's easy. It's in Montrose, and she can just run to town and yeah, it's a week-long deal spread over 2 weeks. But she's always wanted to do it, so I
It's
figured.
been my goal since I was little, so
Well,
why not?
all I know is guys I know that learn how to weld, all of a sudden they get this welding bug, and next thing you know, their rigs transform amazingly because it's like, oh, I can weld this on, I can cut this and re-weld that, and all of a sudden
Exactly.
now you can. And then Corey's got like, all right, cool, so let's go see what we can do. And
She's like, you can do it. She wants
Corey's
to
got
do
the
just
it.
let
shop,
her-
you've got the skills.
I'll
Yeah.
just watch. I'm a good watcher.
Yeah, I had to learn how to weld when we first started MC, and because it was kind of like, okay, go over there and learn how to weld and do some stuff. That was probably in the first year, and I don't think I've touched it since, except for on my own race rig. And even then, I didn't get serious into welding. It's like if it was an important part, I tacked it and said, "Hey, Rob."
Yeah, that's my welding experience and expertise consists of, well, it's not really called welding, it's called sticking parts together.
With metal.
Like I can
metal.
make them stick together,
Hot metal.
but it's not really welding. So
The greatest moment, or probably the worst moment for anybody aspiring to be a welder, is when you do that little weld and you put down that weld down there, and you thought, oh, that looks good, and you lean against it, it snaps right off.
yeah,
You go,
oh, that's
Okay, I messed that up. I do remember one of the companies that I bought some parts for my Jeep, for my YJ. We got the parts in, and the welds in there were terrible. This is 2009, right? And my weld as a rudimentary welder, and there was actually a hole, like there was a gap in the weld, was better than the welding coming from this professional company that was selling
boy.
parts. Yeah. No bueno.
Yeah,
No bueno.
it's
Well, that's
that
going to be
whole
cool,
that-
Jesse.
That's a lack
Yeah.
of penetration is what that's called.
That's what that's called. Good to know. Good to know. I think I've
Yeah.
seen that that phrase on TikTok a lot. So that's gonna be cool. So now, what's your goal with this? Once you learn it, Jesse, what are you gonna do with it?
I still have plans to build my race truck.
Nice.
And of course a full cage at some point, but it's something that I was discouraged from doing it when I was younger. And now I'm going to get it done. So
nice. Bucket list item.
Yes.
Yeah, I mentioned TikTok. I've been on there trying to figure the damn thing out and figure out if
yeah,
it's I've learned a lot though. It's pretty cool. You learn a little cooking technique. You learn some gardening techniques. You learn it is, but you can kill an hour like that on TikTok, and it's like, oh, what the hell just happened? Like, I just picked this up to look at something a few minutes ago.
Yep.
Whenever I get like caught up in my own head and start getting too serious, or I'm stuck and can't get out of my brain, she'll turn on TikTok and it's so entertaining. And then all of a sudden, I'm laughing and I forget what I was even thinking about. It's a great, I don't know.
It's like reading a book sometimes. A good book will make you go escape.
I equate it to channel surfing.
Yes.
Like you sit out there sometimes, you just sit with the remote on the TV and you keep you've wasted an hour just trying to figure out if you're going to watch anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You haven't seen really anything. You've just spent like a minute barely on every channel.
Yeah. And that's to me, it's just channel surfing. And so I'll sit there with it in my pad while the kids are watching a cartoon or something. And I'm just going through and then, swiping some stuff faster than others. Cause it's like, well, I don't need to see a bikini. I don't need to see a bikini. There you go. And then versus the other stuff and then there's ones that get too, I don't like the long ones. I don't have the patience for it. Like the guy's doing all this work on some woodwork to try to, what is that going to turn into? And finally I go, I'm not interested anymore. Move on.
Right.
It's like the little posters that have like 2 words written on every poster and they keep flipping through them. I'm like, look, you better get there in a hurry because I'm about done. And 17 posters later, I'm like, no, I don't even care now. Goodbye.
Right. Well, my favorite.
The source of entertainment is Animal Crossing. So.
Yeah.
Nice.
While we drive, she's playing Animal Crossing while we're driving.
Nice. My favorites on TikTok right now. Like I enjoy. Actually, it's fun watching the gardening ones. Being amazed by the guys doing things like skateboarding and and BMX riding, just being flabbergasted by them. But I've kind of gotten into like watching a few others. Like I have Sean White, who watches other people doing TikTok. Vin Diesel, who's doing TikTok. I have The Rock, watching others do TikTok. And it's like you're watching them, you're going. And they're just sitting there eating, like Sean White's always eating breakfast when he's doing it.
That's awesome.
But it's just funny seeing these guys and their reactions. And then it's funny because I'll be swiping through and occasionally I'll run across like, oh crap, that says MetalCloak, right? Like some MetalCloaked Jeep or some other Jeep going through something or some area. And like I said, it's like channel surfing with maybe a little bit of education along the way.
You're right. Yeah, we've seen the CTI trailer's been on there. People creating videos of their Jeeps on the trailer, and it's funny that just stuff can exist out there, and you don't really know about it.
Right.
It just lives.
Well, and that's the funny thing is TikTok's been around for almost a decade now. I think it's been around.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah,
it's been around for a long time. It just kind of like caught up in the last 2 years, and probably because a lot of people now have time on their hand. The ones that get me the most, like how the hell do you must have like nothing to do, are those guys that do the balls, like the guy sitting there throwing the CD and throwing the card to be caught. And you're like, you've probably sat there for 3 hours figuring this out to do this. Do you have like nothing better to do in your life but to throw a bunch of ping pongs and try to hope that one lands in the jar?
They were going to take TikTok away because it was the Chinese-based company, and it's just stealing everybody's information.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole idea. Is that the Chinese are on every one of our phones right now because we probably accepted TikTok. We gave them access to our camera, and so now when the world goes to hell, they'll just activate an app, and it'll just be like, remember Halloween 3 when they went off the rails and they didn't do the same story. It was a second story. It was Halloween 3, completely different story. And it was about a rock, this moon rock that they had gotten. And so all these masks were manufactured by this company to have the moon rock in it. All these masks were given to kids, and they were all told at the same time on Halloween night at like 8 p.m. to watch TV. And then this notice was activated, and it basically turned the kids into like zombies or something, and snakes coming out of their mouths. That's what it was going to do. So it's almost like that. Like at a moment's notice, the Chinese can flip a switch and get us all with their TikTok app.
For some reason, the thing that came to my mind is I was thinking of, like, remember old Jetsons cartoons? And when stuff would transmit like wirelessly in the air, you could look up and it would be like numbers and digits and stuff in the air traveling really, really fast. So anybody could steal those signals. You just kind of reach up and you just kind of grab those chunk of numbers out of the air, and there's our stream of data.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true. Thank God for decryption, or encryption and decryption, encryption and decryption, yeah, that's right. Thank God for encryption. It's kind of interesting how crazy it is out there with the data, but at least we're not in Kabul right now. God help.
At least we're not in Kabul. Yes.
God help all those people in Afghanistan. It's absolutely insane how this thing turned out. And we won't get into the politics of it. I'm not getting into the politics of it. What I am getting to the humanity of it, where the reality is that we fucked up. Yeah. And I probably have to bleep that out now so that you'll, But yeah,
I mean, it's amazing that, the people in the country, of course, have been fighting with themselves since the beginning of time, but we've been there for 2 decades. We've been there for 20 years trying to help. And then we just said, peace out.
The problem is that when we were trying to help, we had all these NGOs coming in and saying, oh, well, we're going to implement our idea of life. We're going to implement our idea of life, rather than enforcing the people to make a country where they truly would give their lives to protect. Right. Because that's ultimately what comes down to it. Oh, wait a second. We have 300,000 troops. We have the latest advancement in weaponry, but we have political leaders that don't really care to give their life to defend their country. And so they back off and go, here you go. So what do we do as a country? Is it our job to be there? But we chose to be there for 20 years. We could have gone in, determined that, hey, you know what? The terrorists aren't here anymore. Let's go someplace else. We didn't need to go in. We didn't need to defeat the Taliban. We didn't need to do all that. Now, I say that with a lot of heartfelt gratitude to the American men and women who did go over there. I don't want their lives and their sacrifices to be in vain, because they did their patriotic duty and they helped and they made a difference to the people that are there. The people of there have seen freedom. They've seen. Now, what is it going to be like to, when the Taliban come in? How hard are they going to be pressing down? Or are they going to take a different point of view? Is this the Taliban of old, or is this the Taliban of new? Are they going to go into the same kind of things? I mean, I look at the history of what they did when they were there, and are they going to be the same kind of hard line Islamic rules that require women not to go to school, et cetera, et cetera? Who knows? Maybe they smartened up. Maybe they figured out they can do it. They can be better off. They don't seem to be going around and beating people up in the streets right now, right? They're like, they're so we'll see what it comes out, but it's absolutely insane that we're dealing with all these kind of craziness right now. And there's no Jeeps over there either. So maybe that's a problem. Maybe
there's craziness there. We have some craziness, and I don't even know where to start. And I made a comment, and Jesse made a comment on her Facebook page about just going to a gas station these days is becoming a little crazy. And it was it's entertainment. It's a lot like TikTok, just going to, it's like the people of Walmart. We should start a people of filling stations.
Things you see at a gas station.
We pulled into
a TikTok channel just on that.
Just on that. And it happened in at 3 filling stations as we traveled across from Colorado the last few days. We pulled into a place yesterday that had 12 islands, 12 pumps, 6 lanes. Okay.
Right.
Full. It's full. There's a car at every single pump. There's 2 RVs also at pumps. They're gas RVs, so they're kind of taking up a whole lane almost. And then there's cars at every other pump. And so we pulled up. We waited. I started looking around, and there's nobody in any of these vehicles. There's nobody pumping fuel.
The people in the RVs were out walking their dog in the lawn and conversing in the parking lot instead of moving out of everybody's way.
The people in the RVs literally got their dogs out and then went and walked them while they're parked there. I did notice there was one person sitting in his car, and he's in there looking at his phone, and
none of the vehicles have pumps in them. Like they're all
nobody
done?
has there's nobody in these. And slowly, so the guy that was in front of us, we waited for, I don't know, 5 minutes or something. The guy finally comes out, hops in his car, parked in front of us, and drives away. I'm like, okay. We pulled up, we filled up the truck, we went and parked in an RV spot right on the side of the station there. There's nobody parked there because everybody's parked at these pumps. We went inside, used the restroom. They had an Arby's. We ordered lunch, got lunch, went back out to the truck, and pulling out of the parking lot, one car had left.
Oh, man.
I didn't realize that those were actually shaded parking areas.
Yes.
So if you're looking for some shade and you need to eat lunch or something like that, you can just pull into a filling station, park underneath their canopy, their awning thing, and just hang out.
Well, that's awesome. You have a little gas if you want it, a little smell of petrol makes your day.
Yeah. Clean your window and then just
Hang out.
yeah, just leave.
Oh, man. The craziness that you see as travelers.
No, there's just we've gone beyond consideration for others.
No, it's time to be selfish. I mean, come on, let's face it. The age of COVID is the age of selfishness. Your lack of vaccination affects me. You're not wearing a mask, that affects me. You're being mean to me. Me.
Yes.
I could go so political right now. God.
Oh, I know.
I'm not going to. I'm going to say, however, people are. Listen, I love people. People are great. It's just that we have these tendencies that are human nature that screw with us. And I don't care whether you are in the world. This human nature thing that we sometimes have to overcome can screw with our better ideas, right? I mean, we're here in California. We're a few weeks away from the recall of Gavin Newsom. They just filed a lawsuit, a federal lawsuit, to try to stop the recall because they're afraid. They're afraid they're going to lose.
Right.
But who's going to step in afterward? I don't know. It might be Larry Elder, who would probably be a great guy, or Kevin Kiley, or one of the others. Or it could be totally wrong, and we could end up down the path of somebody who's worse. But
well, that's just it. I mean, we are definitely we're there's 3 words that came to my mind earlier today, and I wrote them down. 3 words. Well, there's 5 words, but it's 3 ideas. Choice, which we seem to not have any anymore. Freedom. We're giving those things up on a daily basis.
Quickly.
No, there's only one pro-choice that's acceptable in the world, and that has nothing to do with you and I. It has to do totally with Jesse, but not with you and I. So we don't have choice.
Yeah, no choice. No choice.
No
freedom.
Choice. No.
And the other I don't know, kind of a tagline is "We the People." Remember those? Remember that whole "We the People" thing? What happened to that? That's kind of all gone away. But I'm not going to get political either, because this is a Jeeping show.
And it's now pronounced "weed the people."
Weed the people.
Weed the people.
Well,
you can take that a couple different ways.
Yeah, almost gone.
Como's gone.
No more politics.
There's ways around getting people out of office, apparently.
He doesn't get kicked out for killing thousands of people. He does get kicked out for groping a few women from the butt. So got to have your priorities.
That's right.
So okay, I was 2. That was 2.
No,
that was 2.
We the people.
No, weed the people.
Weed the people.
Weed the people. Weed the people. And that could also be weed the people out, because we don't want weed the smart people out. That's the real goal.
That's a real goal. And then the other two topics, that's choice and freedom.
Choice and
things
freedom.
that
We
we just don't have no more.
No, we don't have choice. We don't have freedom. It's you don't have your own right to determine what you want to do for your kids. You don't have your own right to determine how you're going to do things, but you know what you do have a right to determine is how you build your Jeep.
Right.
Yes.
Freedom
That's
is
exactly
Jeep.
right.
Jeep is freedom.
Yes.
So you
Freedom
build your Jeep,
equals Jeep.
you wheel your Jeep, you take your Jeep out, you get ready for Jeeping. And if you guys are on now, so what are you actually bringing with you on this trip?
So I brought the LJ.
Okay.
Cool. And I brought the LJ. This is probably would be a good Gladiator trip because I think we're camping a couple of days on Expedition 3.
Mm-hmm.
But the LJ, I mean, we do have Pigeon Forge, the Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion after this.
Right.
So it made more sense. And the other issue we have is that, of course, the Gladiator doesn't really fit on the CTI trailer. So instead of having to drive it with the trailer empty or another Jeep.
Now, can you CTI the Gladiator though? Is it like right on the edge?
Oh yeah, you can CTI it, but just to travel with it,
it's a little bigger.
The ramps won't close. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, ramps lifting up and closing.
Right. Crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff. Like like the fact that my son Jack disconnected or opened the big ramp on the back of a trailer at a house we were looking at, and it hit the back of Joshua as he was sitting on the ground 1 inch a different direction. It would have hit him on the head. It was a big heavy thing. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta get rid of ramps that come off of trailers like that. They're not useful.
I doubt that Jack could get ours apart though.
No, that's a little different. Although Jack would try.
I'm sure he would.
And if not, he would just climb to the top of it.
He would just watch Uncle Corey undo it, and then after we did it, he'd come back and go, I know what I'm doing now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I don't do it. No, I'll do it myself.
He's smart.
Well, the nice thing about being back east and in Kentucky, so we've got about another 5 hours and some change before we get into West Virginia, which is our starting point. The smoke hasn't made it here, or if it has, it's dissipating a little bit. We've actually had some rain and some clouds. It's still hot and it's muggy, but the smoke thing, I think a lot of people are getting a little bit tired of the smoke.
Well, we have definitely here. And we have these days of occasional moments where the winds change and all of a sudden you have blue sky and it goes back to smoke. And of course, Sacramento is a valley. It's Sacramento Valley. So the smoke comes in and settles down here. So we got the big fires up there, the Dixie Fire, which is just massively going. Everybody's heard it. It's been on the news. Just found out today we got a fire now up in the Placerville area, actually beyond Placerville, Sly Park area. So we've got, fires going all the way around and they're doing it, people being evacuated. I mean, it's a terribly dry season, of course, here in California. It's everywhere. Everywhere is dealing with it. It's insane. And it's just part of this insanity of where life is right now.
Well, and I know that there was some friends. It was Bob and Mary with TNT. They just had they just did their Morrison Jeep Trail event. And everybody commented about how bad the smoke was, even through Yellowstone and those places. And, I'm kind of curious. I wonder if it's keeping people from going, or are they just going and dealing with the smoke? We still see a lot of Jeeps traveling, a lot of campers. I can't believe that there's any RV inventory anywhere as many RVs and trailers we see on the road.
It's in Kansas and Missouri.
Well, the shop we see that has right across from us where I've had work on mine, he usually has something like 60 to 80 to 100 in inventory. He has 16.
Wow,
that's his inventory, and he's been in this business for 30 years. So it's it's the biggest challenge is inventory. Heck, I'm even thinking about whether I should sell mine and just wait a little because I don't use it enough. Sell it in this market.
You could sell it right now and probably make money on it more than you paid, and then wait and see what in 3, 4, 5 years when everybody's having to get rid of theirs because they can't afford it anymore.
Or next year when the economy tanks,
Yeah, there's that.
There's runaway inflation, tanking economies, knock on wood.
Yeah.
So from here you guys got Expedition 3 or EXPDN 3. Right.
No,
no.
It's just X.
Right. No. So EXPN.
No E.
or EXPDN, right?
E.
No E.
You're doing it.
Oh no! Oh, it's XPDN. Oh, I did it wrong. I kept getting the X. So it's XPDN.
It's hard to say X without an E on the
XPDN.
beginning when
XPDN.
it's, yeah.
So I actually did it wrong in our in the title of last week's episode. I think I did EX, but it's XPDN 3.
Expedition 3. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Expedition. Yeah. Thank you, Martin, for
you know that creative creative head of his. It's okay because today I made a post on Instagram on the Modern Jeeper page, and I had to go back and look and go, because I typed in E as well. So yeah, don't feel bad.
Well, that's okay. I'm going into our episode from last week right now and editing it. That's the beautiful part about it.
For our listeners, there's 2 YouTube videos from their last 2 expeditions, Expedition 1 and Expedition 2. Those live, I believe, on Milestar's YouTube channel, I believe, or somewhere. Maybe there's a separate page. I'm not sure, but there's 2 videos from the prior expeditions for those of you wondering what we're getting ourselves into. And yeah.
Yes. What are we getting into? So that's be interesting. So I'm surprised. I didn't realize you were going to be all the way on the East Coast, though.
Well, we're close. I mean, West Virginia is, and when we talked about it, since we were going to be in Tennessee for Pigeon Forge, it was like, well, that's not that far. Well, for us, if it's within 600-700 miles, that's easy.
Right. Within 600-700 miles, that's easy.
Right. Yeah.
So how many miles? How does this thing? How many days is Expedition 3? Where are you actually going? Do you know where you're going, or is it kind of like they're doing the whole kind of secret trip thing? You start
in
here
the
and
secret kind of trip. We have a driver's meeting tomorrow night, which would be Wednesday night. We leave out Thursday morning, and I think we finished at the end of the day Saturday, and then I think we're camping that day as well. So we're camping Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what did you bring to camp? You're bringing the orange one that you used?
Nope.
Well, what
we
are you
got
bringing?
another one.
No, because the orange one is massive. I mean, we could fit everybody that's probably with us on this, and I'm not into that. So
You're not into that. You're not. I'm not into that.
So we got a little backpacking tent kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be pretty chilly. We're seeing weather in the 50s and 60s. So that'll be interesting.
Huh. Well, I hope you guys are comfortable. I mean, it kind of sucked to be out camping and not be comfortable and stuff. I mean,
I see. He looks at me. I'm the one that's
you should have brought a couple of Camp-Right tent cots. They actually fit pretty good in the back of the LJ.
Well, we had that conversation, but then 2 tent cots. You could have done the extra large, which is my size, and the 2 of you would have fit inside. Well, that's probably true.
And then it would have been not separate. Jesse's like, I don't want to be that close.
We will be using the self-inflating 4x4 mats from Camp-Right. So.
Oh, good. That's right. You did get those. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'm having lunch with our buddy from Camp-Right tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Yay.
Nice.
Mike
Tell him howdy.
I will. Mike's a good guy. Well, so you go from there, and then you're going down to do Smoky Mountain.
Yep.
Which is would you say that's probably the biggest event on the East Coast now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Biggest event in the South.
It's they've done such a good job with growing that event, and Pigeon Forge is such a good family destination that it just makes sense why people want to go there. It is a selling show. It's not. I mean, they do a couple little trail rides, but I don't think there's much to them. But it's a large vendor show. It's on the scale of probably Jeep Beach for sure. And there's just so much to do. You don't have to there's not only things to do with the event itself, but you can take your family to Gatlinburg and run up and down the hills and shopping, and there's all the arcades and the go-kart track things and all of that. So
and eating and moonshine. Don't forget.
Well, it will be interesting
all
to
the
see
moonshine.
what it's like in 2021, because I mean 2020 it was pretty open. You didn't have any real restrictions, did you?
No,
Did they have people-
no,
did they have
they
to wear masks
basically-
or what?
They had masks inside.
inside you had to wear masks, and I'm guessing it's inside the convention center, so whatever rules they have in place. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Who knows?
And then from there is where? Back home or?
And then so then we so after that, actually we've been invited to go see the guys from Warn who are going up to Windrock. So we may go up there the last day. It's the day after Smoky Mountain ends, maybe Sunday. So Rick Payway, Fred Perry, Tracy Clark, some of the guys from Warn and from Clemson are going to go up to Windrock, which is like an hour and a half from Pigeon Forge is all. We may go up there and see them for a day, and then we're headed back because Jesse's got the all-girls run coming up on the Rimrocker Trail.
Right.
And then another week goes by, and we've got the Colorado San Juan Adventure, which we still have spots for. Yep.
And grandbaby.
Oh,
and she's gonna have a grandbaby.
Grandbaby. Oh,
In the middle of all of it.
In the middle of all of that. So how many girls are going to be joining you on your trip?
So far, I have 8 rigs.
8 Jeeps so far.
Confirmed.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
It will be awesome.
Boys not allowed.
Nope.
Boys stay home. Stay home with your TikTok.
Yep.
Oh man. Well, that's a lot. So
I mean, we were just looking at the calendar after. Let's see. So this puts us into the beginning of October, which of course then is Trail Hero. We have some groups coming out from Tennessee again to spend some time in Moab and in Colorado. I can't remember what's going on in the middle of October. There's something though.
Ricky's thing.
There's the East Coast Expo, East Overland Expo taking place. Not sure we'll make it to that.
Yeah. Yeah, we have the Overland Expo West that's actually coming up, and I think that's the end of September, but we're not heading out to that. I think ARS will have a presence there. And our primary engineer for ARS is going to go out there and just to meet people and stuff. But again, it's one of those, you can't go to all events. In fact, we're trying to think of a clever way of promoting ARS, kind of like how the CTI trailer promotes MetalCloak in a way that's other than just sitting in a booth going, "Hi, do you want to talk to me?" Same thing with ARS. Like, what do we do? Like, competitions, like opening, I don't know. We got to figure out some way of doing something that's interactive.
For sure.
ARS, it's just haven't figured that one out yet. There's something out there, and it's on the tip of my brainstem, but it's not quite formulated.
Well, and we will. So then let's see. So end of October is going to be Hump and Bump, which out in Logandale there. We looking forward to getting. We did not go to that event last year, so we're going to go back out there this year. SEMA's after that, and then we're going to do 2 more Death Valley trips.
What a schedule!
Yeah. So, and I think the Death Valley trips are going to be great because we're probably going to openly open up one, and you and I will need to chat about kind of what this other one may look like.
Right.
It may just be a content generator or a invite only or something. Who knows?
Well, yeah, we're looking at doing this possibly as an ARS focused event, and thinking about bringing out some people that we have that have been part of the ARS posse out there. So it'll be a fun time, I'm sure. One way or the other, we'll make it work. Yeah, here we're kind of boring around. We just finished Sierra Trek, which was great. Yeah, it's good to have Sierra Trek out. It's an event that happens up near Truckee, California, and includes Fordyce. The big run is Fordyce. So we were a big sponsor of Sierra Trek, and then we have Labor Day weekend, Cantina for the Con, which this year is being done at Rob's Resort, which is a private resort, and incredibly beautiful resort. It used to be Crystal Basin Mountain Resort, and then it's evolved over time, and it's been built up, and they have all kinds of great places. In fact, I'm thinking about taking the RV and parking it there if I don't sell it, not necessarily this season, but next season, just having it up there for the season, because you can do long-term parking up there. And then I just go up on the weekends with the kids and just go up there with the kids and hang out at the RV and drive and do the Rubicon, come back to the RV. I mean, it's just down the way from the Rubicon. So it's a great place. But we're doing the Cantina for the Con up there. CTI trailer will be there though. So if you're on the West Coast and you're in this area, you wanted to use our CTI trailer, come up to Cantina for the Con. You have to buy tacos. You can't just show up and do it. The Cantina for the Con is a big fundraiser for the Rubicon Trail Foundation. You buy tacos. You get tacos. You buy tacos, you get raffle tickets. That's how it works. And you buy raffle tickets too. But you have to have either bought raffle tickets or tacos, and then you can get on the CTI trailer. So we'll do that for a few hours and get that thing, get all its joints juiced, because I think the CTI trailer is a little rusty. Hasn't been used in a long time. It needs some help. Other than that, it's out here. And then, middle of October, Skills Day is back.
Oh, right.
So I think October 16th, I think is the date, somewhere around there. We're having Skills Day. So that'll be back. Haven't started registration on that yet. We got to open that up here because I needed to confirm some details, but we're finally have Skills Day back. And for all of our great people that wanted to come out and study. It's been almost, it's been, year and a half. I mean, because we had Skills Day all set to go in April last year. And then, of course, March came around and the world changed.
You're right. Right.
I almost forgot how to set this thing up. I don't even know what I have to do.
So are you going to send out emails to all the people that got canceled first?
Yes. Everybody who got canceled, we'll send it out to them and other people and let them know. There's people have been biting at the bit to do it, but
yes, I know.
Yeah. So
Jesse, when's it going to happen? I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know. But we are working on doing other Skills Days too. So, as you guys are traveling and even with Windrock or whatever else, like we need to identify other parts in the country where Skills Days can be done, because we want to get them out there and done and make it happen. So, but man, it's so cool with all the rest of the world's going on that we can escape a little bit and get out and get out and have fun and actually take our Jeeps out and
there's so many, and it's been interesting for me because, of course, with the Gladiator, and it's kind of a whole new set of rules, set of things to do with it. It's driver, it's a whole new way to drive off road, and working through what uses we can do with our rigs it's kind of interesting, because the Wrangler has just been our go-to, and it's just so simple, and we know where to go, how it's going to react, how it's going to be. And all of a sudden the Gladiator really opens up this whole other side of, hey, I can take it camping, I can take it to the store, I can go to the mall,
right?
Whatever that looks like. And there's so many new products that I'm trying to evaluate in my head, and as we develop things, especially the ARS side of things, even suspension things, it's changing the way that people are building their rigs. So it's just interesting to me that it's kind of overwhelming when you start to go, hey, I'd like some shade off the side of this rack. Wow. So get ready,
Right.
Because what kind of shade do you want? Do you want a 180 or a 270? And I'm sorry, what? No, I just want a shade that, the ones that unroll like an ARB, or do you want one that has an arm, and is it 180 degrees or is it 270 degrees?
Right.
How long is it?
How long is it? How
tall is it?
Yeah, all of those things.
How does it fit? How does it mount?
Right. And what are you going to mount it to? And what kind of a rack do you have? And what are you carrying already? And all of a sudden weight, and wow, okay, how much weight are you carrying in the back of that thing? And I've seen some overland builds where guys are putting real toppers on the back of the Gladiator and then still loading these racks down, and you think, wow, I just don't want to put 1,500 pounds in the bed of this thing. Because that's why it's so capable off-road, is because it's also not that heavy.
Right.
I get it. The guys that are going out and buying a power wagon and putting a slide-in pickup camper in the back and going, what's the problem? Well, it's a
not a power wagon.
$7,000 truck that's a full-size Dodge. So yeah, it's just been it's
I don't
been
see
interesting.
I don't see many Ford. Maybe I haven't. I don't see many Ford Rangers or mid-size pickup trucks with full campers on them.
No.
Yeah.
Not very many.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of Toyotas, set up on the overlanding side, but not really any Ford or
yeah. Even Toyotas. Do you see many Toyota like Tacomas
Oh God, yeah.
with full campers?
And
Like
not
I've
like,
seen some.
well,
Yeah.
so there's some out there, and a lot of them aren't hard-sided. They're the pop-up campers.
Right. So that's more of just a little, little shells that pop up and get you
Right.
there.
And we're
super tiny.
seeing more and more Gladiators pulling those little pod campers as well.
Yeah, those are cool.
Well,
you got the I just kind of like the Cybertruck. There's a company that makes a pop-up camper for the Cybertruck. It's already done like $80 million in sales and doesn't have, there's not a single Cybertruck out there to even.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
What a brilliant idea. We should make something. We should make a suspension system for the Cybertruck that we know we don't even have to deliver in 2 years.
Right. You don't even have to make it and just start collecting deposits.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
This sounds all familiar, like maybe Ford Bronco kind of.
Speaking about Bronco news, I mean, it's out there. In fact, we are currently looking at our options because we ordered a hardtop.
Good luck with that.
All our fans out there may know that the Bronco hardtop, Webasto, is it Webasto? Webasto? Yeah, they kind of screwed up apparently, and the getting a hardtop is a no bueno right now. So I think Aaron's looking at changing his order over to a soft top. But for those out there wondering if we're going to do anything with the Bronco, we are going to have it in. I think it gets dropped off tomorrow. A friend's Bronco gets dropped off tomorrow. We'll be working on it primarily next week, figuring out what it is we want to do with it and where we want to start with it and how we want to get some products out for it. So yes, it's the Modern Jeeper Show, and yes, we are Jeep purists, but it's also a marketplace. Just like we have the Ram truck products available now, we have the Bronco products available. We even have some designs going for some Toyota products. So we are a Jeep purist company, but we figure we can help some of these other poor fools out there get a little better product line and ride quality and use their vehicle better.
Well, and again, like we talked earlier, right now with things flying off the shelves, whether it be recreational use items, car parts, I mean, the fact that we have the ability to manufacture things in-house eliminates a lot of the issues that some of these other companies are just sitting around waiting, going, yeah, we're gonna pre-order. You can order these. It's gonna be probably 8 weeks. Well, in 8 weeks, that guy's order is already gone. So then there's no more inventory. So, we keep hearing it from shops that are frustrated and unable to get so many different kinds of things. I don't know. It could be interesting. It could, should we start going and buying toilet paper again?
There's occasional surges I've heard. Right. All of a sudden, the Delta variant is out. Well, you said you did your research on the Delta variant. Who knows what's going on right now? All I know is guys, be safe, have fun, live your life, social distance in your Jeep, because that's the best social distancing there is. Go out there on the trails, have your freedom. If you don't get yourself out, you get stuck inside the head. And when you're stuck inside the head, nothing good can happen. I haven't looked at the statistics, but I wonder what the level of divorce rate, what the level of domestic violence, what the level of just insanity for the last year has been because of people being forced to stay indoors.
No, I'm sure it's high. It's high. And I was just thinking about, there's 2 new things that I will bring up in a future podcast. That we will I was going to actually grab the one out of the truck, but I'm just going to throw it out there. You guys check out the Element fire extinguishers. They're a little pricey. They're a single use fire extinguisher. They've been showcased on Jay Leno's Garage. It's a really neat item. I actually found one in a store today and bought it.
Really?
Yeah, actually Jesse found it and she said, "Weren't you looking for one of these?" And I was like, "Yeah." So they actually, this little fire extinguisher weighs nothing.
It's like
it's like a little baton. It's like a triple D flashlight, mag light.
Wow.
Like a baton, like a rate.
How much did you pay for yours?
So they're $79, and the
Yeah.
manufacturer pretty much sets that price. They're
Yeah.
everywhere I've seen them. They're $79.
Our friends over at Northridge carry them, $79.95.
So that extinguisher will last almost a full minute, whereas a 5-pound charged fire extinguisher lasts about 15 seconds.
Wow. Yeah, it's saying 50-second discharge, more than 4 times longer than a 5-pound fire bottle. Well, you know, in the movie Wall-E, like he flew all through space with his fire extinguisher. How can that possibly be 15 seconds? I mean, come on.
Yeah, well, so Jay Leno, actually, they light one on Jay Leno's on his YouTube channel, Jay Leno's Garage, and the thing literally burns for 50 seconds. And
wow,
it's note the shelf life. The guy basically says, they're going to last forever. There is no charging or anything like that. It's a little expensive. It's not rechargeable, anything like that, but no residue. It's way better than what the research I did. I like it a lot. So on the next time, I'll make sure to have it next to me with me.
Wow. Made in Italy. So the Italians did something else, right? Fights all major fire classes, A, B, C, and K, weatherproof and unaffected. I wonder if it would become, you think one of those would become like Ultra 4 racing legal?
I don't see why not. I think they do a better job than the little idiot. Well, I mean,
it's
Halon systems and internal car systems are going to
that's different. That's different. Yeah. But like, in the 4,500 class where I just had a couple of those things,
right,
slammed up there, and, it takes a lot of space when it's that far from your helmet because it's right over your overhead.
Right. Well, and as many fires that we're seeing in some of these new vehicles, the JLs, the Gladiators, we're seeing the JKs, all these electrical issues are becoming an issue. And as it'll be interesting to see what kind of extinguisher systems start to get developed for electric and hybrid type vehicles.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's because those electrical vehicles, they have a large cooling systems. I mean, that was the whole genius behind the Tesla system, was this good cooling system that they developed to keep the batteries cool. But the cooling system can also go wrong. My mom was just up here, and they she has a little hybrid Toyota. I think it's a Highlander or something like that. And the problem is all of a sudden it died because the cooling system for the inverter, very specifically, I think the inverter failed. And of course it shuts itself off because it doesn't want to drive and destroy everything else. So,
well, in the latest report we saw on the autonomous driving vehicles, of course, the Teslas seem to be attracted to fire trucks and any other flashing lights. So
who isn't attracted to fire trucks?
Right.
Firefighters, fire trucks,
Hey, so that's your story, dude.
I got to share something because I'll have to find it. But we were talking about TikTok, and there was a video I ran across on TikTok. It is of a Tesla. People may have already seen this. It may have gotten viral elsewhere. It was the first time I saw it, but it's a Tesla recovering a big, like, I forget what it is, one of these big 4x4 little vans out of some mud. And it's got a hole on. It doesn't have a front end. It has a tube bumper and a winch system. And I didn't see the rest of the Tesla because you can see it's got a little beefier tires, but it's definitely a Tesla. And it's got a winch system and it's sitting there and it's pulling this big mag, whatever it is, one of these big, Russian style off-road rigs with the big tires and the big boxy things, pulling it across this mud. Yeah. Fully, and it's like Tesla. Cool. So somebody built themselves a bit of a off-roading Tesla, but it is kind of funny because the front end is just cut down, and because of course you don't have your trunk to deal with, so you just put the winch and tube bumpers there. So
I'll see if I can find it. About any kind of airflow because you can block the front end since they don't need.
They don't have anything. Okay. Right? Yeah. Well, that's air. We all need air. Why is there air? Why is there air? That was the title of a album by Bill Cosby, the late controversial, I guess is the word you use now, Bill Cosby. Go. It was one of his early albums. Why is there air? I had the physical vinyl album of his.
My grandma did. We had it on all the time.
I may have owned an Air Supply album.
Air supply. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
The other
Nice.
air.
The other air. Yeah. Air. I may have had airheads before.
Yeah.
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 They're
So,
gross.
yeah. Yeah. Doesn't matter. It's got sugar. When you want sugar, you'll eat anything.
So the other item I
what's
found, since
now
we're
that we can
getting
get focused again.
off track. You know what the older vehicles don't have, and all the new vehicles do have, is a way to charge USB-C devices.
Right.
So
Right.
a lot of the iPads, a lot of the devices, laptops need more power than the regular USB standard USB 2.0 and 3.0 connections.
Right.
3.1 is USB-C. Well, I found a cigarette lighter plug that it actually also provides 27 watts of power when plugged into your cigarette lighter, but it's got a USB-C port on it. It's the first one I've seen.
Yes.
Wow. How many people actually have cigarette lighter ports anymore? All the new
of them
cars
still do.
I think even the
Because you still have refrigerators and other little things people plug in.
Well, it's
so
true. I
they
mean,
do have them.
That's true. In our minivan, we don't have one in the front. There's one in the back.
It's the 120 volt.
only smoking in the
plug-ins.
rear.
Yeah, only
Yeah.
for smoking in the rear. You can't smoke in
Right.
the front, but you can smoke in the rear where the kids are.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not
Smoking
right.
in the rear. The kids, when they want to smoke, they have to have a cigarette lighter plug.
Yes. Yeah, do it back. Oh, we'll get in trouble out here. Well, hey guys, gosh, this has been another great random show.
Oh, but wait.
But
wait, there's more.
So before Pigeon Forge, they usually have a big kickoff party.
Yeah.
at
Oh,
Hard
that's
Rock.
right.
So this year, MetalCloak has sponsored Jeremy Rowe, the Mr. Jeep thing. He is a country artist.
Thing. It's a thing. It's a
It's
Jeep
a
thing.
Jeep thing.
It's a Jeep thing.
I don't
From
understand.
Oklahoma. He's an Oklahoma boy. So he is going to do our kickoff party for us in honor of MetalCloak.
Nice. No,
So we'll have a big kickoff party. He's also going to come over Thursday from 12 to 3 at the CTI trailer and is going to be hanging out and
hanging out.
That's
signing
awesome.
up people. Yeah.
Well, maybe we should reach out to them and because we just got a new phone system in and it actually allows us to. For those who have ever called us and been on hold, I apologize because for the last 12 years it's been like the most terrible classical music you could ever think of.
Yes.
And it was boring and probably put you to sleep. I mean, I don't think people actually ever hung up on us. I think they just fell asleep and forgot. Right. So we now have a new system and that allows us to vary that and do it in a better way. And so right now I think I have a little bit of country music going, which is just a generic country music. It's nothing it's just this still country background music. But it would be outstanding to get like some Jeremy Rowe music to like play that.
I have some other country artists that do some Jeep songs too that I know that are from Oklahoma.
That would be
But
cool. Like
Jeremy Rowe, he has a new song that he co-wrote with. It's called Jeep Girl.
Jeep Girl. Oh.
So
nice.
that
So are you gonna get on the stage when he sings that one?
Oh, I don't know. I told him I do like to sing. I said just saying. So I don't know.
I'm saying.
We'll see.
Well, MetalCloak, we're sponsored the place. We could probably pull some strings.
Yeah. Right. We know some people.
We know some people.
Hopefully we get a chair. When
We
there.
do. I got that handled too.
You got a chair?
We got a place to sit and everything.
Place to sit? Yeah, over in the side in the corner.
That never happens.
Well, you got to be there an hour early though and sit over there and don't move, don't talk, don't touch the guitar, don't touch the guitar. Down, girl. Down, girl. Put your panties away.
Oh my Lord.
Not that we've ever been to a concert before and seen things fly.
No.
Never.
No. All right. Well, that's all. And that reminded me of something else I was going to say. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, Win a Jeep. So, hey, all you guys out there, you've seen, Cal4Wheel every year does a Jeep. The Win a Jeep is done. We got it in. We finally got all the parts from all the other manufacturers that were waiting to stuff. So we're able to put it together. It's been out there. In fact, it made its debut at Sierra Trek. So now you can go see it. If you go to Cal4Wheel.com, you can see and click on Win a Jeep. You can see the Jeep, what it looks like on there. It's NACHO orange. So as they're saying, it's not your Jeep, but it could be. And it's just a cool rig. Now it's got the ARS rack system. It pretty much has everything MetalCloak has on it, along with BFG tires, Raceline wheels, rugged radios, new GMRS system, all kinds of cool stuff. Baja design lights and a number of great S-Pod and great sponsors. Built by Cloakworks 4x4. So we're the other thing we're doing is we're getting some stuff like it's going to have a kayak on it and some other things, just because it's meant to be an adventure Jeep, and it's an altitude edition, which is unique, right? In fact, I made sure to put that on the side of it. It's an altitude edition Jeep, which means it comes with things like the foam padding up in the hardtop.
Oh, that's cool.
That little insulation that's like comes standard in it. So it's a pretty cool rig. And we still have a few more things to add to it, and you can go it now. Anybody across the country can call up and enter to win. And what you do is you call up, you contact them, you reach out to them, and they'll send you the book, and you just kind of go from there. So reach out to Cal4Wheel.com if you want a chance to win it. Tickets are only $20. So for $20, you can have a chance to win this fully built, cloaked out rig that's all set to go. It's got a full game changer lift on it. It's got everything else. Like I said, everything we have. It is ready to rock. And yeah, so again, it's only $20. Spread the word, let everybody know. And it all benefits Cal4Wheel, all does stuff to keep the trails open and to help and support groups across the country, not just in California.
When's that drawing again?
So that drawing happens at their annual convention. So I believe it's February. Usually every year they do their convention. And so they'll get all set up, and they do it like Saturday night. And they will call the person live. So if you've bought tickets, you've sent it in there, you got the information, they do the drawing. And I've done the drawing before. You pull out the winning ticket, hand it over, and they will call the person live right there in the convention center when they do the drawing.
Well, I think there's a better chance of winning if you buy tickets early.
Probably. Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
There's a total better chance because your tickets will be in the bucket first, but rotated over on top.
Right, they get laid over on the top of the new tickets. So
right, yeah, and it also gives me time to mark them so that you have a better chance of winning, because we know you. So if you got them from Matson because of my recommendation, bend the corners of the tickets before you send them back.
Well, I like to file the ticket down so it's lighter, so it rises to the top.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Thinner paper.
Yeah. Wow. I wonder if you take them and do a little gold dust on them and things, if it like makes it into like a fairy type of thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Boom. Mind blown. There's ways to cheat this. I know it. Corey, you try all that. Let's see if you win. You too could qualify.
You too could qualify.
You too could qualify.
You do qualify actually automatically. If you buy a ticket, you qualify to win.
You do. Everybody qualifies to win. Everyone's a winner.
Yay.
All right, my friends. Well, like I said, out there, you can do it. You see our schedule. We're going to pay attention to ModernJeeperAdventures.com. The Colorado trip is going to be phenomenal. Had I not done something stupid with my leg, I would be there because I absolutely positively wanted to go do the San Juans of Colorado. But we have some great people out there. Corey and Jessy are going to take you through an amazing trip. So please, take advantage of the last couple of spots that are available. Get that all booked in place. Pay attention. We get the new other events in there, including our upcoming events in Death Valley. So ModernJeeperAdventures.com. You can find us at ModernJeeper.com. You can find us at ModernJeeperForum.com. Yeah, Matson at MetalCloak.com, Jessy at MetalCloak.com, and Corey at MetalCloak.com. And reach out to us. Let us know what you think. And we always love the comments on our site. We always love the feedback. We always love the great emails from all of you telling us that we totally screwed up on a comment. That's fine. I appreciate it. I'm willing to be corrected because I do screw up a lot.
We this is an unscripted show, so you just never know what you're going to get. And we're all a little giddy, especially from traveling and Matson being laid up for a while. We're all just kind of like a little goofy. So
yeah. Well, as you see, I am back at the office. I mean, the last couple of weeks, you've gotten me on the bed or wherever, someplace around the house. I'm back in the office starting yesterday, and so it's great to be back. Knee scootering my way around, which people keep telling me I need a horn. And
they're calling you Scooter.
You need a.
Oh yeah, I'm officially Scooter. So better than Gimp, I'll take Scooter. Better than Doug Gimp, which was really bad, but
I wonder if it'd be, I don't know, if I was trying to picture whether you wanted a one of those horns with a little, or if you wanted a bell.
I want to put the siren that was on my race car. That weighed the siren that weighed like 50 pounds for the damn box to put it on there. Like, I gotta have a siren. I'm gonna add 50 pounds to my rig just so I can have a siren on the damn race car. Just so when I jump, I can go woo. I should have just yelled. All right, buddy. All right, man. Thanks again. Go get yourself some dinner, and we'll talk soon. Cool. For all of our modern Jeepers out there, we'll see you on the trails.
Cheers.
See ya.